Good morning, gang. Happy Saturday morning. Okay. Have you ever seen anything more fake in your life? Seriously. Optimism, at least for me, is up a little bit. We can look at all the polls saying, oh, Kamala Harris is winning Wisconsin, she's winning Michigan, she's winning Pennsylvania. There's some that are even saying, oh, Texas and Florida are in play. Okay. Maybe she's close along the blue wall. Texas and Florida ain't in play. But it gets really interesting because polls still, as of yet, don't mean anything. I mean, again, we go back to Hillary Clinton was a 99% chance of winning in 2016, and nope, didn't happen. But after Labor Day, which is only a couple of weeks away now, we will see more of the truth come out. And next week, of course, is the Democrat convention. And so there might be a little bump. There might be a complete cratering, too. I guess there's now stories of somewhere around 300,000 protesters are going to Chicago. I mean, that's insane, okay? They won't be able to get too close to the United Center, to the McCormick Center, or anything like that. But they're still going to be loud. They're still going to be obnoxious. They're still going to be criminal. And they're still going to be all over the news. That is the truth about the Kamala Harris campaign. Now you look at what's come out this week and where I say, how fake can it be? You guys have probably seen the picture of Air Force Two on the tarmac with the crowds of people that were in front of the plane cheering her on. And it was all AI generated. Okay. You've probably seen the stories on the fact that the Kamala Harris campaign is using bogus Google ads, masking them as articles with headlines to gaslight people, making it look like it's a news story where it's really an ad. You probably know how much in the tank the media is, saying that the woman that the Democrats were trying to get rid of off the ticket 5 weeks ago, because she was dragging Biden down. Now all of a sudden the media is claiming her to be the second coming of Barack Obama, right? I mean, to the point where campaign posters, that blue and red poster that Obama used, Kamala Harris is using the same thing. You've probably seen that, she adopted the no taxes on tips because that was a Trump policy that people liked. Oh, I'll do that too. J.D. Vance called for an increase of the child tax credit to $5,000. The public liked that. Kamala Harris said, I'll do it, $6,000. The people are starting to realize that this woman is a complete fake and a complete fraud, okay? You look at her rally in North Carolina yesterday, where she announced her communist/socialist agenda, or at least a couple of points of her economic policy. I kid you not, there were 109 people that showed up. Gee, Ed Krasenstein, gee, Harry Sisson, you aren't crowing about crowd sizes, are you? Because nobody wants to hear it, okay? I mean, Trump went out to Asheville, North Carolina, a very, very blue area. Had a small venue that only held like 3,500 people. There were about 10,000 outside that couldn't get in a blue city, okay? Yeah, people will travel to go see him. Kamala Harris, people can't even be bothered to listen to because they know it's not worth it. Unless there's a concert, unless there's somebody twerking, nobody wants to go. I mean, even the Vegas show she had earlier this week, or rally she had earlier this week, when she came up to talk, people started leaving. All the hype for her is fake. Now, I want to give you how bad it really is. Okay. The public is already turning on her. The media, the economists yesterday bludgeoned her about this price gouging, price fixing controls that she wants to put in. They tore her a new one for the $25,000 down payment assistance and likened this all to Venezuela or the Soviet Union or anywhere. Price fixing's been tried before. Richard Nixon did it. It failed, and they pulled the plan real quick. It's got to the point where Democrat senators, representatives, candidates for office are openly telling Kamala Harris, don't release your plans. Don't tell everybody what you want to do. You're dragging down the rest of us. They are openly admitting that her plans are so bad that they don't want to talk about them. And the few that she has talked about, that she's come up with on her own at least, are atrocious. But yet we still have nearly half the country that is too delusional that, oh my God, she's not Trump, or oh my God, she looks like me, or oh my God, we need a woman. I mean, I'll give you this. Hillary Clinton is an absolute witch, okay? She is the second coming of Satan. But at least Hillary Clinton was coherent. At least Hillary Clinton had a brain. Kamala Harris has got to be the stupidest person in the history of the United States to run for president. I mean, I challenge anybody to find a candidate that has less gray matter in their head. This woman can't put a sentence together. She makes Joe Biden look like a good candidate. I mean, that's crazy. But again, it goes back to what I said 4 years ago, okay? A president always has to find somebody that is not going to challenge them as their vice president. Joe Biden was pretty damn dumb. It was hard to find somebody who was stupider than he was. And Joe managed. Kamala Harris had to find a running mate that was stupider than she was. I mean, come on, we're starting to get to the point of impossible here. Tim Walz was her 11th or 12th pick before somebody finally said yes. And we look at Tim Walz. I mean, this guy is a moron. But this is what the people in the United States have as a choice to lead the country. I'm a lot more optimistic at the end of the week than I was at the beginning of the week. And that'll probably ebb and flow going into the election season. But the more she opens her mouth, the more confident I feel, because when she opens her mouth and says something stupid, people hear it. The hardcore leftists aren't going to change their vote. The hardcore conservatives aren't going to change their vote. It's those independents in the middle that are going, you know what? I really don't like Trump. But this woman is a disaster. I've got no problem with ever having a female president. I've got no problem with ever having a Indian president, a Hispanic president, a black president, where I want a competent president. I want a competent vice president. I want a competent Congress. Unfortunately, we don't have that. There aren't a whole lot of competent people. There are some, don't get me wrong. I mean, there's some people that are very well-versed, very intelligent running our country. There's other people that you've got to be kidding me. How did they get elected? But as the week comes to an end, it's nice to watch the implosion of the Kamala Harris campaign beginning. Next week, she may be able to tread water. By this time next week, we may be hearing talks of who they're replacing her with next. Pinball out.